Welcome, friends. Welcome to today's Reconsider It live stream. Best live stream you're gonna see all day. And here on this live stream, you are gonna get a very nice hour and a half. Who knows how long we'll be hanging out, playing around with some loops, building them up, tearing them down, bringing in the synthesizer. Hanging out, doing a lot of chatting with you. It's called Tinkering in the Studio. Thank you for being here for this edition. Right now we are hanging out, just getting warmed up. To this beat, this foundation of a beat that I started building before the stream began. Here in this warm-up phase, I am going to give a big shout out to our regulars. And welcome. At this time, my friends, I am going to celebrate whether you are here live with us in the chat, as we have Lang has joined us. Whether you are joining us live in the chat, or you are here live but you're not in the chat, or you are joining us after the stream, you're watching on replay, thank you for being here. I'm gonna take my drink. I'm gonna count up to 3. I'm gonna clink the screen. You are invited to join the rest of us as we cheers along to celebrate our togetherfulness. Man, it's gonna be so good, and it all begins on first part of it, which is really good. Yes. 2. The count up is nearly begun. 3. Clink. Cheers, my friends. Man. That is good. That is very good. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Please share this video with a friend who will like it. I'm feeling very warmed up at this time. Now that I'm feeling good and warmed up, the next step is to add a little bit into this beat here, because it's still very bare bones, just the most basic, simple foundation. For my musician friends who like to jam along, this one is tuned to the key of F sharp. Beats per minute is 140.5. I'm looking in the chat. I see All True says, I'm getting set up right now. That's good. That's good. This one's an F sharp once again. Right now, Lang says, yeah, man, rig up. So get with it on this F sharp, 140.5 beats per minute. Lang says, I'm on a break. Just had a session. Really? That's cool. Tell us more about your session. Was this a rehearsal for a show? Was this a writing session? Was this an improvisation? Or a fourth category? What was this session? I'm getting caught up on a chat right now. Lang's describing his session from earlier when he said I'm on a break. And then I was like, oh, cool, tell us about your session. Lang elaborated. He said he's talking about some dance moves, figuring out some dance moves. That's cool. I like that. He says his kind of session is at least as difficult to describe as mine. Yeah, I usually have to take like 2 or 3 sentences. What do I usually say? I say it's live looping, vocals. See, it's I'm already getting very elaborate with it. Live looping, only vocals, makes it sound like it's a synthesizer. Not to confuse things, I also have a synthesizer, but that's not part of the live looping. That's just accompanying live. There's 2 loopers. There's 10 of them. You got 10 loopers? No, 10 like channels of things. So 10 loopers. No, not 10. 2 loopers. People are like, wait, how am I gonna carry the 2? What is it? So I'm actually very interested. Like, to hear your how concisely you can describe your setup. elaborates upon his setup. First of all, it sounds dope. Lang says I got one drum machine. Is it an MPC? That's about as far as my knowledge of drum machines goes. I have seen different types of drum machines, but I don't know any names. Lang says one drum machine and one monosynth looping, but no vocals. Sometimes two monosynths. I'm with it. How do you feel about a monosynth? Like when you say monosynth, what I think you mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's mono, like only one note at a time, as opposed to a poly, where you can have multiple at the same time. Is that true? Is that what you're talking about? Because I know I have that on my synth here. I almost always change them to just poly. I always go with poly, just so I have the option of doing the chords. What's your opinion on, first of all, am I hearing you right? Second of all, what's your opinion on that, mono versus poly? I may have a guess based on the fact that you have two monosynths. Says that I did understand correctly, mono versus poly, and that it was just a matter of the ones that you have. The resources that you have are the two monosynths. I said, okay, so not like some kind of, compositional preference. I could imagine there might be something like that. Nice. Friends, I see we're about 30 minutes in. This was the intro beat and built up to first beat of the Tinkering in a Studio stream. Hooray! Now we're going to move on to something else. I feel we've explored that beat mostly. Let me save this. I got to remember to save. In the most recent stream, there was... Dang. Nice. In the most recent stream, there was a beat that I forgot to save. So it's gone. It's lost. It's gone forever. Ah. Okay, I did that for a whole year. For over a year. So I just lost one. Oh well. But here's what I'm going to do, my friends. I'm going to go on to another beat. Hooray! Another palette. This next time we're going to go to will be an A flat. Nice. Made it. This is good. This is going really well. So here's what that means, my friends. I'm going to build up the foundation of another beat to this A flat if you're going to be playing along with us. I'm going to be building up another foundation of another beat and then come back, probably talk a little more, keep building up the beat, bring in the synth. You know, you know, you know, you know how we do. I see Lang's also clarifying more regarding his synths. He says, having the mono synth that I have, it has two oscillators on it. So, technically it is more than one in itself. And the other one also has two. So in some sense, it kind of is a poly sort of thing in a way, organically. And Lang says it has become a preference because having a fat bass line. Okay, yeah, that's good. Lang says you always start from scratch. Yeah, always, always, always. That's what my streams are. They're just, there's two types. Here, let me build up a beat real quick, and you'll see what I mean by starting from scratch. And then I'll tell you more about the different types of streams. We're doing the Tinker stream, but there's another one too. So I'm going to build up a beat real quick. The foundation of a beat, just take, probably on the order of a minute and a half. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to look at the clock. Okay, we're going to get to 45. Let's do it then. 35, 45. his original question was, do I always start from scratch? And the answer to that is just yes, without needing to elaborate further on that part. Always start from scratch. But the two different types of streams are there's this one, tinkering in the studio, where we build up a beat real quick like I just did, but then we linger on it for a while, talking, bringing out the synthesizer, this one's an A flat once again. But it's mostly just putzing around in a tinkering in the studio. Separate from this, there's also loops and chill, which is more about emphasizing the starting over and over and building from scratch and all that. Just a couple of weeks ago was the 1 year anniversary of my live streams. And for this whole year, it's just been those two types of streams, tinkering in the studio where we linger for a half hour, 45 minutes on a beat, loops and chill where it's just one beat after another, keep doing just like plowing through them, 5, 6, 7 minutes each. Usually at least 4 or 5 beats in an hour, but really emphasizing the starting over from nothing every time. That's the point. That's why I bring it up. But for this past year, I also used to just destroy everything when I was done with it, as a way of emphasizing impermanence, you might say. And that's cool. I'm very comfortable with that. But just recently, in the past maybe week or two, I've begun saving all the beats on my live streams. Because I'm making at least 50 beats a month. And that's a conservative underestimate. 50 beats a month. Just getting thrown into oblivion. I may as well save them, and I may or may not ever do anything with them. But I may as well save them. I keep talking about possibly doing a 5-song rap EP. I used to do rap, if you're not familiar with my catalog, for about 10 years, I guess, a little less. Well, I had a heavy focus on rap, let's say, for a little less than 10 years. Wrote a lot of raps, wrote a lot of albums. But it's been a while. It's been like 5 years or so, maybe a little less than that, since the last time I wrote even one rap song. So I'm toying with the idea of doing a 5-song EP, which is a good amount. I like doing that. That's a pretty good release amount, I think. Just 5 tracks. So maybe I'll be using, here's why I bring it up. Maybe I'll be using beats from my streams that I saved, and I'm like, oh, that one's really good. Of the 50 beats a month that I make, you know, not all of them are great. Not all of them are winners, exactly. But more than 0 are. More than 0. And I'm just cranking these things out every month. And frankly, it's more than 50, usually. So who knows? Maybe I'll be able to find my 5 beats for my 5 rap songs for my EP. I'll see. I'm not exactly in a rush. I have enough other things overwhelming me. Speaking of which, speaking of having enough other things overwhelming you, happy Mental Health Awareness Month. It's May. I see that Nick has joined the chat. Nick's my man. We got comic book stuff to discuss. One of the many things that is on the table here on the Reconsider It live streams. Plus also my new Discord. I just opened a Discord server like a week and a couple days ago, less than 10 days ago. I opened a Discord server. Naturally, I announced my music stuff there, but we have various discussion channels like any Discord server. A variety of topics. Comic book stuff is one of them. Nick says, I have been completely aware of my mentalness this month. That's good. Yeah, I guess maybe I would say the same. As he laughs after saying that. I recently saw the Thunderbolts movie, which has very strong mental health themes, as everybody is saying, which is awesome. I like that something so high profile sparks a discussion around mental health related topics. That's really cool, in my opinion, which I hereby share with you. Here is my opinion. I think that's cool. I can share that very concisely as well. That's pretty cool. I'm down with that. Plus, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the movie. I'm gonna try to keep it as spoiler free as I can. Whoa, not before I hit the key on the keyboard. All True says, I think Wolverine Origin is a perfect exploration of mental health. Do you mean the comic or the movie they made? That comic. Yeah, here it is. I remember when I first read this, I was like, what did I just read? This was the dopest thing. When did this come out? I first read it, it was probably 2006 or 2007. That's when I read this. Oh, 2002 it came out. Okay. Yeah, I like this a lot. I read this at the time that I still believed in comic book characters. I was like, oh yeah, somebody could have these claws coming out of his hands. Sure, yeah, it's a mutant. And so I was like trying to pin down the real history of the true actual Wolverine who's not a fictional character. Like, I know it's fiction, but what's the real single canonical truth of this glorious real character who I'm just reading about from afar? All True says, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, and I also read it back in 2008. Oh, nice. Probably what was happening is that we were reading it in exactly the same second. I read it in a library. I picked it up in a library. There's a local library that I used to go to get these kinds of books, like the bound covers, because, buying comics was just too expensive. Nowadays, I do buy comics again. It's one of my, I guess, indulgences that I allow myself, is that I get issues. I spend on the scale of, $100 to $200 a month probably, if there's some kind of big event or whatever, which there always is, and there's extra issues and stuff. So something like that. That's one of my indulgences. I don't get, coffee and things. So I don't have a lot of other things I spend money on. Anyway, back at this time, I certainly was not keeping up with the active comics. I was generally a year or two behind, because I would just get the bound edition like this. No, I forget what trades, is that what they call them? The trades, paperback. I don't know what words I'm trying to use here. I should reread this. It's been a while since I read this. Good call, by the way. All true. All true says there's a part in there where there's a man hustling his lady. That's an interesting study for emotional control. Man, I'll be just very candid. People who have emotional control are admirable in my eyes. I find it very admirable, and something stronger than admirable, but I'm not sure exactly what other word I'm trying to use. Admirable, maybe praiseworthy, something like that, getting close to what I'm thinking. Because it really is a thing. Emotional control is not... That's not something that just everybody does. No, most people don't. Most people don't, and it causes a lot of chaos in the world. And therefore, the people who have the emotional control, they're kind of keeping things together on one dimension. On the multi-dimensional strata that is human civilization. On different dimensions, different people are the ones who are keeping it together. And on the emotional level, there's certain people on the emotional dimension who are really with it, and they can keep things together, and they understand what a service-oriented mindset is. And they're keeping it together for all of humanity on that dimension. So shout out to such individuals with fantastic emotional control. Nick elaborates on comics. Nick says, I was never a big comic reader. Other than Spawn and Batman and Detective Comics. Oh, I collected both of those when I was short. Batman and Detective, those were some of the ones I collected also. There's a run from 1991 through probably 93 or 94 or something where I have pretty much every issue. Nick also says Venom, Bloodshot. Oh, you're into Bloodshot? And Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, are you up on the current Amazing Spider-Man? There's a lot of controversial stuff that's been going on in Amazing Spider-Man for the past couple years. Nick says, I mainly collected for the artwork. I feel you on that. Artwork is dope. That's a legit thing. That's a part of comics. Things really took off for comics in the art department, like just the graphic design of a page. Things really got like experimental for comics in the 2000s. Even through the 90s in comics, things were mostly just 9 panels, or if not 9 panels, then a couple of clear panels. But things started getting experimental after that, spilling out of panels, having a panel in the whole page, which is something else. The death of Superman was one time when that was very overtly experimented with on a very high visible stage. That is to say, a lot of people read that series, The Death of Superman. And they played with the panels in that one. It was interesting. I didn't even notice that until, I read about it, what I'm going to tell you now. And then I had to go look at it. I'm like, oh, no kidding. They actually did that. The way they did it is, I don't know how many total issues there are in the series. But in each issue of the Death of Superman series, they reduced the quantity of panels on each page. To the point that if you look at the final issue, the one where he and Doomsday kill each other, that's one image on each page. And if you go to the issue prior, it's 2 panels on each page. And if you go to the issue prior, it's 3 panels on each page, and so on. So a lot of people had eyes on that, and that was one way that, the paneling of a page was played with. Nick says, I did read some Wolverine stuff. A lot of good stuff to read in there. True also likes Spawn. I never read Spawn. I saw the movie, and I watched the cartoons. You ever see the cartoons from HBO something or other? There was only, I think, 2 seasons of 6 episodes each or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. But it was good. I thought they did a good job. It was fun. I wish they had done more, because they only got just barely started on a few different themes and stories and where they were going to go with it. I don't know what the story is and, like, the real life, what the deal is on why they stopped making it. Probably some kind of funding or, like, personality conflicts. I'm very unhappy with the fact that personalities are what run things in the world. I'm just going to be straightforward with you about that. I also need to build up this beat a little more. I've still only got the skeleton of it. There's more to get caught up on the chat. But right now I got to build up a little more in the beat. So let me see what else I got here. Let's add something else. Still getting caught up on the chat right now. I see we have some new friends who have joined us, including Doug Sponge, the Aldo. Welcome. Music. Welcome. Still getting caught up on some previous chat. Talk about comics. All True says, believe it or not, I had every issue of Thor. Oh, stolen from your locker. That is a not fun memory. And only halfway through reading them. Well, that's even the worst part. It'd be one thing if you at least had read them. You know, that would be like a very small piece of the pie was left you get to carry with you in your heart. But you didn't even finish. That's a bummer. All True says, I'm practicing Reiki. Oh, wow. I like Reiki. You have to be emotionally aware and let go. That's why it's easy for you to zap people. Whoa, I'm scared. I hope you don't zap me. I don't know what that means. Whatever it is, it doesn't sound like I want it to happen. To be zapped? Uh-oh. I need to stay on your good side. I don't know how to do that. I have an issue with remaining on people's good side. I lose sight of who is who. I lose sight of like who plays what role and like what's appropriate to say to who. I'm not really aware of social dynamics. I'm blind to that, like someone might be colorblind. I can see color, I'm not colorblind, but I'm social blind. Social, like who is who blind. That's one of the reasons I like comics so much, because it's really obvious in comics, visually, who is who. And in real life, I'm able to get by easily when it's like, okay, I'm at the doctor's office. This person came in and is wearing some kind of doctor outfit and says, hi, I'm Dr. Smith. I'm like, okay, that's the doctor. I tell the doctor health-related things. I'm clear on that. But short of that, you know, different people at the grocery store. I'm not sure who to escalate what to if I have a problem with something. Different co-workers. I'm not sure who's the right person exactly to talk to about what. Friendships. I'm not sure who's the right person to share what with. Kind of blind to it. But I like playing around with my looper and synthesizer. I'm still getting caught up on the chat here. Nick says, I have Spawn and Wolverine's emotional control. What about Beast? Beast has great emotional control. I hope we get that in the new MCU with Kelsey Grammer. We get like some real Beast stuff happening. That'd be pretty nuts. Dubsbox says, I'm mainly a Marvel and indie fan, but I like DC Vertigo. Oh my God, Swamp Thing, yes! Do you happen to be talking about the Alan Moore run? That was the first run of Swamp Thing that I like invested the time. What is that, like 40 issues or whatever it is? But the Alan Moore Swamp Thing run is dope. I love Alan Moore in general. I have a bunch of his stuff over there. I mostly lean DC, between DC and Marvel, but I have Marvel. Like there's this one. This is on my short list that I want to read. This Vision by Tom King. This one is supposed to be really dope. And I've read a bunch of other stuff by Tom King, and I like him. He's currently doing a Wonder Woman run that I'm getting that. I'm just not caught up on it. It's piling up over there. But Tom King is dope. The way I summarize his writing is that the way he writes his characters, the way he deals with superheroes, is he writes these like super-powered, presumably not necessarily omnipotent, but you read a story about the Flash, you more or less assume that things are together in his life and he's able to just go save the day from his rogues. But what Tom King does is he writes these superpowered beings in ordinary situations that are impossible to escape. That's his flavor, this impossible to escape, this difficult thing. That's what he does best. And so I can imagine why the Vision run might be awesome with that flavor. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. Tom King is also going to be a writer in the new DCU live action. I think he's doing the Green Lanterns one that's coming out. The whole Green Lantern mythos is my favorite comic book thing. Green Lantern stuff. I love it. So I'm really looking forward to this new series coming out next year. Gonna get a good Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan. Oh, we're getting Guy Gardner in the Superman movie in like a month or whenever it is. I guess 2 months. That's gonna be hilarious. The best part of them doing a Guy Gardner, the way it looks like they're doing it, is that people who aren't familiar with Guy Gardner are gonna hate him and not realize that that's the whole point of the character. He is a douche. You don't like Guy. Sometimes you kind of laugh along with Guy. Sometimes you can get with him. You can root for him, but he's not really the person you like. And it looks like they're going to do that, and they're going to make audiences not like him, which is hilarious. Nick says I also was into the Max with 2 X's. That was also dope. I saw the MTV cartoon of Max before I read the comics. And I only read the comics up through, issue 12 or something? Whatever was the cartoon length. Because the cartoon was almost exactly the comics, frame for frame. Almost. It wasn't precisely. But it was like the same dialogue, word for word in many cases. So even after I went back and read the comics, I had basically the same experience as watching the cartoon. It's a little different sequence. Some parts are cut out of the cartoon, or cut out from the comic when they translated it to the cartoon. So yeah, Max was dope. Did you ever read Pit with 2 T's? Pit. That was like a very brutal Predator type thing. There was a Pit versus Max, and they both have 2 of the same letter at the end of their names. Nick says Vertigo had some nice dark characters. Yeah, it did. That was the whole point of Vertigo. It's mostly dark stuff. That's where they move the Sandman universe have a couple of those things. I have a Sandman Prelude that I haven't read. I have a couple over there I haven't read. Multiple. Let me just say, okay, I have a lot. I have these volumes. I read the Wolverine one, but I haven't read that Vision one that I held up. I got stacks of floppies. So I don't devote as much time to reading comics as I probably should. I like to look at them and discuss the lore, and certainly watch the movies. Altru says, I saw the Max and was just looking for it now on YouTube. We should have a watch party. Watch party sounds fun. The Max was deep, says Nick. I feel like the Max was probably streaming somewhere. Is it on Max, on HBO Max? I don't say that because it's called Max. Oh, it was on MTV. Who owns MTV? Is that not HBO? I don't know. I'm just guessing. But whoever owns MTV is probably who owns the rights to streaming Max. Or what about Hulu? Hulu often has, well, Hulu is a little more family friendly. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. Dubsbox says, the fact that DC brought back the Spectre. Yeah, no kidding. Spectre's dope. Yeah, that's a great, like, you know, I love it when a modern writer will take some vintage character and reimagine it, you know, bring it back into a modern context in a powerful way. I think bringing in the Spectre is one example of that. Or forgotten characters. It's really dope when you bring in some long forgotten character that nobody has used, no writer has used since like 1983, and you bring them back and they become like the center villain of some storyline. I like when writers do that. That's fun. Altru says, me too. It sounds like probably when I was saying I don't really know who's who and what's appropriate to share with who. I think that's what you're saying, me too. Altru says, I have no filter. Yeah. At this point in my life, I'm getting very aged, and I've had enough like battle scars and wounds from having no filter in my youth. And now I'm like so wounded and beaten up by it, by people's negative reactions to that, to me having no filter, that now I have like ultra filter. And I'm just like, there's nothing I can say. So that's a thing. Some people call that social anxiety. We'll see. I don't know. I do experience anxiety in the spirit of Mental Health Awareness Month. I am comfortable discussing mental health as a topic. I actually lead discussions on mental health in my workplace. I was responsible for, or I am responsible still, for a mental health class that we offer. 2 hours long, basic training on like just simple discussion. If somebody's having some kind of issue, do's and don'ts. It's like a basic, simplified CPR type training for mental health and awareness. And so I have like a team of people who lead that class with me, and one of us or two of us lead it twice a month. It's a pretty frequently attended class. We have like a room of 5, 10, 20 people and just talk about what's realistic to expect of people What are some signs to look for that somebody might be having an issue, even if they're not talking about it? And in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, which is now, my team is giving an additional offering, more of a large lecture hall style thing, where we could have up to a couple hundred people attend. Less of a discussion, but more ears. So that's good for mental health awareness. So behind on the chat. I love that you guys are having a lot of chat and I can't keep up with it. As I've always said, for the past year that I've been doing these live streams, that's my favorite part. My favorite part is when there's more chat than I can possibly keep up with, and you guys are having your own conversations, and I'm just sort of like in the background and you don't notice me. I think that's I've really done my best if you're having your own good time and you barely notice that I'm there. That's a good stream host. Unless it's, a discussion-based live stream, some kind of podcast or something. But for music, I mean. I've even started thinking about, because it's been a year that I'm doing these live streams, and I'm almost at 500 subscribers. I think I'm at 494 or something right now. So I'm just barely at 500 subscribers. So I'm thinking about okay, do I need to make any changes? Do I need to freshen things? And I'm thinking about things like maybe changing the times of when I do live streams, or the format. And I already forgot where I was going with that, which I'm bummed about, because I was gonna... Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I am toying with the idea of doing at least one category of streams where I don't say anything, where it's just music. Because I know I really like that. I like it when I can find a stream that I like of someone doing some music, and it's just music. There's no talking at all. One good stream that I like that, or here's two. Here's two good streams that I like to listen to, daily when they have them. Both of these artists are almost daily. One of them is called Second Accident, like the number 2 ND, Second Accident. He streams like 12-hour-long streams of like dark, ambient, deep dubstep, like heavy, huge stuff. And he does like I said, 12-hour, 8-hour, 6-hour, 10-hour, 14-hour, these long live streams. Second Accident. but they're all music. He doesn't do any talking at all. Sometimes he'll chat in the chat. And he'll be like, hey, thanks for coming. If somebody asks a question, he might answer it in the chat. But he doesn't verbally, it's pure music on the audio. I like that. Another one I like, another category, his name is Scruffy Fox. Scruffy Fox. And most days, Scruffy does a, what does he call it? A semi-generative stream? I forget. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But he has some equipment that, as it suggests, semi-generative. It partially generates, ARPs and stuff in the music. But he's there controlling it. Anyway, he has like a video where he takes you through a train on a train track going through the countryside for 3 or 4 hours with this ambient big resonation music, and it's all instrumental as well. So as I say, I'm thinking about introducing that, but I don't know, you tell me, would that be of interest, or do you like the talking? I do tend to have the host energy, so I'm not sure if taking me out and having it only be music, if then it's missing something. Still a lot of chat for me to get caught up on. Nick says, I watched the Swamp Thing on TV. Which one? There were multiple Swamp Thing TV shows. The live action one, there's been cartoon ones. Dubsbox is clarifying issue 19. Is that talking about Alan Moore? Or was that what we're talking about? Where his run began? Some of the chat is going off the screen. I'm missing some of it. Nick says, I got that DC Dark Label uncensored Batman issue. I know what you're talking about. I don't have that one, but I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a 3-issue series that came out 3 or 4 years ago or something. DC was trying to get really edgy. caught up on the chat. I see Altru is talking about Adult Swim and a variety of things that are on there. A good thing. A good thing. Adult Swim has a lot of good comedic content. I see that Lupe Zero has joined us. LBZ, my man, the king of looping. Dubsbox is making a reference to something I'm not familiar with. Spike and Mike's Festival of Sick and Twisted Animation. I'm not familiar with that. It sounds like it raises my eyebrow. Sick and Twisted Animation, eh? Are we talking like Ren and Stimpy level Sick and Twisted? Or something else? Lang says, hey, we need a different format. But wait, there's something nice about the style. Yeah, live looping is, it is a different type of thing. Because I do have the restraint in my live looping. That, like, once I have a loop, until I destroy it and re-record it, that's what I got. I don't have a lot of variations. But I can do things like this. Listen to this. Let's see, what's a good example? Might be a little hard to hear there. So anyway, yes, live looping does bring with it a certain repetitiveness by its nature. But that's why I like to get into the on and off. That's an art by itself. What's on at any given time? How exactly does the arrangement work out? Also bringing the synth in helped a lot with that. That's also part of what talking is about. I like doing the direct chat interaction while also involving our friends who are not necessarily in the chat but are still here with us, even if you're joining us after the live stream watching on replay.
As I look over at the screen here, and we're talking about refreshing and trying new things, I noticed that we're at an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half, which means we've been going with this beat for like an hour, maybe a little less, probably maybe like 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes. Still, that's long enough. That's long enough for that one beat. I'm going to go save this. Maybe I'll use this for my rap EP, or maybe not. Nice. So now I got that beat. Let's do one more, because we're already a little over an hour and a half. Usually I like to do these tinker in the studio streams, something between 1 and 2 hours. Over the 2 hour mark, I start to say, okay, that's probably enough. Although I'm open to your feedback on that. Do you want like 7 hour long streams? So this one was an A flat. My friends, we're going to go on to a D flat next. Let's do it. All right. Did it. As always, my friends, my next step will be that I will quickly build up the foundation or skeleton of a beat, come back and talk with you more, or just keep building the beat more, maybe, or do synth stuff, whatever, whatever. But first, foundation skeleton of a beat. Let's get into it.
Right now. Right now. Right now I see that has joined us.
chat, getting caught up on the chat. And I just now realized something that Lang said earlier about exploring the scenarios of a different format. I misunderstood that. I think, Lang, you might have been talking about like the different format of live streams, because I brought that up. So you might have just been responding to what I said, and I didn't connect the dots. Yeah, so I am still thinking about different possible forms of live stream, including not speaking at all, having a purely instrumental one. That would be a third category of stream. Unlike tinkering with knobs, which is like, or tinkering in a studio, which we're doing right now. This is a lot of talking. Loops and chill is like in the middle. There's a little bit of talking at loops and chill. But maybe I could have a purely instrumental stream. Or maybe other formats. I'm open to that. In any case, my friends, as I look over at my screen here, I see that we have indeed exceeded the 2-hour mark, which is pretty good. It also means that we've been going on this beat for about a half hour. Usually about enough. There might be a little more I could explore in the synth here, but it's pretty good. A good session, I'd say. As Luke Base Zero was saying in the chat, nice session today. Thank you for being here today. Whether you are here live in the chat, or you are here live but you're not in the chat, or you are joining us after the stream, however it is that you are with us, thank you for being here with us right now. I'm going to celebrate you. Celebrating you at this time. I'm going to count up to 3. I'm going to clink the screen. We're going to all say cheers and celebrate together. It's going to be great. 1. Whoa, it's coming really fast. It is. 2. Oh my goodness, it's so fast. 3. Clink. Cheers, my friend. Oh, yeah. Ah, that is so good. That is very, very good, very high quality. I am a very big fan. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Please share this video with a friend who would like it. And I hope to see you in the next live stream. My regulars know that we do these tinkering in the studio streams in an unscheduled manner. It could be any day of the week, any time of day. We might go for an hour. We might go for 2 hours like we did on this one. Tinkering in the studio is wildly unpredictable. Who knows what beat? Who knows what you're going to get with the synths? Who knows what we're going to talk about? Join us for Tinkering in the Studio. If you've got notifications enabled, it'll be very easy for you to join us for Tinkering in the Studio. My regulars know that we have another category of live stream. A different one called Loops and Chill. Loops and Chill. We get together for an hour every Wednesday and Saturday. And instead of dwelling on a beat for a half hour or 45 minutes and talking about stuff, comic books and whatever else we talked about today, in Loops and Chill, we just do one beat after another. 5 or 6 minutes per beat.
We usually fit in 4 or 5, maybe 6 beats over the course of the hour. Building the plane while I'm flying it. You never know what you're gonna get on Loops and Chill. Join us on Wednesdays and Saturdays for Loops and Chill. And until then, my friends, if you are a Discord person, come join my Discord. Just launched it a week ago. We talk about all sorts of stuff in there, including comic books like we did today. We got philosophy. We got various music threads. We've even got my inspiration, the Holy Torah, that I reflect on each day after the daily reading. Come join my Discord. Share your links and stuff, it'll be good. And until I see you again, my friends, please have a very inspiring rest of your day today. Please have a very amazing and wonderful rest of your day today. Please let the rest of your day today bring you to new places. Please let these new places be opened up before you, beginning today. The opening up like the petals of a flower to new spaces and new dimensions entirely. New endeavors that you might participate in. New relationships you might begin to build. Let all of these things begin today, my friends. Please let the rest of your day today bring you a healing. Please let the rest of your day today bring you everything it possibly can. And I will see you in the next Reconsider It live stream.